Hello, hello, hello. Yes, this is Ife's African Fashion. Welcome to our channel. Ife African Fashion is a fashion designer. I design clothing. Yes, I design clothing. I design for the ladies, for the men, for women, for kids of all kinds. Actually, so we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to cut a men's African top for boys within the ages of 10 to 15, but specifically I'm gonna make for the one for 11 years old. So men's outfits varies from ages to ages, yeah, but sometimes kids actually make adult style. So that's what I want to do today. Kids is actually picking an adult style. It's gonna be a very unique style, a very nice style, and a style that will keep you clicking the like button at the end of the video. Yes, I'm so excited to be here again. This is Ife's African Fashion. Yes, so Ife African Fashion want to work on this fabric. Mind you, if you are watching us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel and click the notification button, so whenever we upload the next video, you will be the first to get the video. Yes, please do that. Like and share our video in Facebook, Instagram, and in Twitter. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for liking our video. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Have a blessed day ahead as we're going to start working. We're gonna work now, but it's so amazing. You know, this fashion is, you know, when you're creating something new, it gives you a kind of joy. It's so mind reflection. So you can't even, the time spent in doing it, you can't even feel it. You will be so, it's like it's renewing your effort each time and anytime you work on a new thing. Yes, so the time you spend in designing something new does not really count. Yes, so today we want to work on what I've said earlier. Today specifically working on the child, a men's shirt of 11 years old. So we're working on this very nice fabric. Yeah, you can see we call it suiting fabric. Suiting fabric has a very good texture. It's usually nice to make men's outfits. It's actually nice to make men's outfits. So I have folded it into 4. So I just want to iron it nicely. So it's folded into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we folded it into 4. So when we start getting out the base, the basic area we need to start measuring from. So the upper part here is not equal, so I just need to straighten it to make it equal. Yeah, so we need a zip for it, we need a sewing thread, and we need this African fabric to combine this outfit. So it's a boys' men's African top with a Chinese collar. It will have an invisible zip at the front. So this is the combination material. So we'll put it aside as we continue with the basic measurement that we need for this very outfit. So we have gotten the straightening the top, the shoulder part of it. So it's straightened out. So we want to measure the shoulder. So the shoulder is 15. So we'll split the shoulder into 2. The answer will be 7.5. So we'll add extra 2 to make it 9.5. Then we'll tick. So the armpit for the kids of that age, we'll make it 7.5. So the half length, okay, let me get the full length first. The full length of the top is 25. So add our extra allowance for folding and all to make it 29.5. I'm cutting both the front and the back, but I will later separate it. So the half length is the half length is 15.5. So now we've gotten the shoulder, the chest circumference, the stomach circumference, and the bottom. So we just highlighted the half length and the full length of the top. So now I want to do the circumference of the chest. So the circumference of the chest is 32. So remember, we know this story. Whatever measurement we have for the chest, for the waist, and for the lower hip, we'll split it into 4. So which is what we're gonna do now. We splitted the 32 into 4. Our answer will be 8. So remember, we always work with allowance. So take 2.5 allowance. Then the stomach circumference is 30. So we'll split it into 2 is 7.5. So take 7.5, add our allowance. So connect it. So I always make for the men, whatever I have for the chest circumference is what I'm using for the bottom, which is the actual length of the top. So 8, and then I add an allowance. So this is the top, side of the top. So I'm going to do the armpit. I've gotten the shoulder, then the length of the armpit is 7.5, so I'm going to curve. So what I want to do now, I want to cut the both of them together. Later I will separate the top, the front from the back. Then the lower sloping side of the shoulder for the men is 3.5. Yes, so it's to enable the top to sit perfectly well. Okay, so I just want to cut it out to make it. I will split the front and the back. The back is usually longer with 1.5 inches than the front. So what I will do after cutting it out, I will separate the front from the back. Then I will reduce the top, the front side with 1.5 inches. So automatically making the back side longer than the front. So I included the measurement of the back to the actual full length. So that by the time we reduce the front, we will still arrive at the actual length of the top itself. When you're making an outfit, it's very, very important to add your extra allowance when you're doing the cutting. Sloping it. I just want to tip the front and the back. So I'm separating. This is the back. So this is going to be the front. So like I said earlier, the front is usually shorter than the back with extra 1.5 inch. So I want to take out that 1.5 inch. So remember, we're making for the chai a boil of within 10 to 15. So we're going to do the width of the neck, wideness of the neck is 2, the width. So the length of the neck is going to be 9 centimeter. So it's 2 by 9 centimeter, 9 centimeter by 2. So curve it. So with the extra allowance we added on the side, yeah, we're still gonna have extra more. So what we need to do, remember we said it's gonna have an invisible zip at the center. So we'll take the space for that invisible zip, which is 1 inch. So take out 1 inch. So take out 1 inch. So from that 1 inch, we'll now do up 2 and 9 centimeter. So we have succeeded in taking out the allowance and the allowance for our invisible zip. Yeah, so that we're going to put our Chinese collar. So as we're successfully done that, we just want to cut the neck out. Split it. So this is actually the front of our men's top. So we want to cut the design that will be in the front. We have a very nice African print design on the front of our men's top with the Chinese collar. So we just place it on top. So make sure it's right on top. We're done with the ironing. See that it's equal, we cut. this is it. So the allowance of zip 1 inch. So I already highlighted it with a chalk. 1 inch. So from there, the wideness of our design is gonna be 4.5. Straighten it out. So I just want to open up the the designer is gonna be in the front. So I just want to fold it with iron to make it easy for me to stitch when we're stitching it on the machine. So just gonna place it right on top. That is the front. We are done with the front. So this is the back. Remember, the back length was the actual length, so we don't need to do anything on it. All we just need to do is to cut the neck of the back. Cut the neck of the back. So which is the width? The width wideness is 2. So it's 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Sleeves. So the sleeves, the length of the sleeves is 21. So that's the length of the sleeves. So we need 1/2 inch to stitch the top. Then the bottom needs some folding, so which would be like 3 inch. So we're adding a total of 4. So making it 24.5. So that's the length of the sleeves, and the width is 9, and the round cuff, this upper part the measurement is 12 and the bottom part is 4, but we always need our allowance. So remember I said here to cut the sleeves. So the deepness is 4.5, the full length 24.5. That's including the folding allowance and the seam allowance. So now I want to curve it from here. So this one will be 4. So when we add our allowance, from there. So we notch the center. So that is the sleeve. Okay, so now I want to cut the facing for the back. It's gonna have a facing at the back with the same material. So what I did, I'm just placing it right on top. This is a piece of fabric. This is a piece of fabric. So I'm just placing the back, the main body of the back of our main shirt on top of this. So I'm gonna cut it out. So I'm not gonna do any measurement. I'm just gonna cut to replicate what I've done before. So we've done that. So it's gonna have like a V shape at the back. Just want to straighten it to make sure it's straight. Okay, so it's gonna be at the center of the back. So everything you cut there, you just iron it nicely. So I'm gonna cut a piece of fabric that I'm gonna use to do the design at the back. It's a piece of fabric, just like 1.5 inch. So I just need to fold it into 2 and iron it. It's gonna be in between at the edges of the lapping up that will be at the back of the top. That will be at the back of our top. So I just want to iron nicely. So this ironing, when you're making your dress, it speaks a lot. So I'm done with the cutting of the top. This is the back. Yes, so how it was done was nicely explained at the initial part of this video. This This is the one I will use for the is to turn it to double the back. This is the design that will be underneath, and this is the front and the design that will be right on top of the front. So they are all nicely ironed. This is the sleeves. So this is the sleeves. It's ironed as well. I just want to highlight the part that we use to fold, the folding part, to make it more easier when we are stitching it on the machine. So that is done. I highlighted the part that we stitch on. So these are the fabric. We're going to make use of this fabric for the collar, the Chinese collar. Yeah, we'll make use of this fabric for the Chinese collar and for the design that we put at the sleeve of our men's top, African top. Please, if you are watching us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. So whenever we upload the next video, you'll be the first one to get the video. Put your like and put your comment on the comment section. Yeah, so we are going straight to the machine to stitch on our fabric, so which is actually the second phrase of today's video. Thank you. Hello, this is the second phrase of today's tutorial. Remember, I said I'm making a boy's top within the ages of 10 to 15, but actually we are doing the one for 11 years old. Yes, so it's a men's top. It's gonna have a design in front. It's gonna be a long sleeve top. It's gonna have a design at the sleeve as well. It's gonna have a Chinese collar. It's something unique and something different. You like it, and you can also do it at your own comfort zone. Yeah, so please put your comment on the comment section, like and share our video in Facebook, Instagram and in Twitter. So we want to start with this. Yeah, I want to start with the front. So remember I said it's going to have a design front. So but before it's going to have a Chinese collar. Yeah, so we want to do the preparation. So in doing the preparation, remember we're not going to turn the neck. It's going to have a Chinese collar. So all we just need to do, I just want to hold it with the machine. I just want to stitch it straight, then I'll stitch this part as well. So I just want to separate the both of them. I've done the stitching, so now I want to stitch this part. Yes, I want to stitch that part. I want it to relax nicely, so I just want to put a small notch. You must make sure it's not sticking out. Press a foot. So just make sure. Yeah, when we notched it, we find out that where we ironed was not actually the length. So what you just need to do, you must make sure you straighten it, yeah, by pulling it the extra in and stitching right on top without any part folding on the side. Stitching the other side as well. So the next thing to do, we just want to stitch the center. Remember, we're going to put our zip at the center, but for now we'll put the zip at the end of making the top and the end of our setting. So we just want to join that space for the zip allowance. Remember, I said it's 1 inch and I tick it with a chalk. So I just want to stitch here from there. Yes, so I'm not gonna put a lock stitch, I just want to stitch straight because I'm still gonna take it off later to put my zip. So stitch it straight down. So we'll finish with the stitch. So this is what we have. So we want to put it aside and prepare the back. So after that we'll join the shoulder. After the shoulder we'll put our Chinese collar on top of it. So this is the back. So this is the back. So I'm going to stitch here, then run this underneath this part. So first of all, let me stitch it. It's not a permanent stitch, I'm still going to take it off. So I just want to use it to connect the back facing. On the main back. So I didn't start from the beginning, I just start from somewhere. So I want to put this design at the side, at the center of the back. This way. So make sure they are equal on this spot when you start stitching. So that's the center. So you point your needle there, use your presser foot and turn it around, just like you're drawing Angonite. So you see that it's okay, and you continue with your stitch. So the next thing is to join the shoulders. So I'm joining the shoulder. Make sure they are equal. Then we turn this one. Remember I said this one is not a permanent stitch, that I'm still going to take it out. I just want to use it to connect it together. So now, we take this other side and turn it around to make the joining in between the center of the shoulder. So it will not be seen outside, it will be seen covered. So make sure all the shoulder piece for the front and for the back, they are all equal. Then put the lock stitch in front, so you can see how it looks. So you can see the joining outside is in between both the shoulder of the front and the back. So now we want to do the same thing on the other side. So open up the back one. The back one. Turn it aside. This is the back, this is the front. So you place both sides facing each other, both the front and the back. So you're holding the front together with the facing design on the front together. Then you pick one part of the back, then use the other one and turn it around like this. So you straighten it to make sure they are equal. Don't struggle to pull all equal at the same time, just start it first. Make sure they're equal on the side. Put it on the machine. So as you are stitching, you are pulling it closer. As you are stitching, you are bringing it closer. So you can't have it all equal from the beginning. So here is how I stitch the shoulders. So this is what we have. You can see, yeah, the joining is in between, it's not showing. So we have stitch the front and the back. Yeah, so the next thing is to put our Chinese collar. The Chinese collar. So I measure the total round of the neck is 13, but remember we are putting allowance of zip, so it's 1 inch here, 1 inch here, so total of 15. So that's what I want to cut now, 15 inch. So this is the length. Okay, so you come to this part. So this is going to be the front side. You take 1.5. So you curve it from there to here. So this will enable your Chinese collar to relax nicely. So from here is 1. And now you now get the actual length of your Chinese collar. So which is 1.5. So this is 1.5. So this part is 1. So you curve it from there, then this way. So you want to cut now. Collar. So look for the front and the back of the fabric. So place it there. So I want to use this one as the facing. And now I want to stitch. So I'm stitching it. We're not stitching this part, we want to stitch the upper part. So it's not going to be a cover, the kind of clothes. At the moment I'm going to put a zip, so I'm not going to stitch this part. I'm just going to start from here and stitch right to the under end. Make sure you're stitching on top of the violin. When I'm doing the setting, I will iron it nicely to make sure it sticks on the cloth, on the fabric. So I'm not going to close here because I'm going to put the zip on. Okay, so I want to stitch to hold it. This is the Chinese collar. So we're just trying to prepare the Chinese collar to make it easier for us to fix it. Yes, on the outfit. Fix it. You want to stitch it on the cloth. So what do? We make sure we open up that joint, start it from the end. So we start stitching. To make sure that the African fabric is the one that is sticking out on the outfit. So we'll make sure it's the one that is sticking out. So that's why I'm stitching it first. Then I'll use the other one to cover. So the other fabric is gonna appear at the back, at the inside of the collar. So now I want to stitch this part. So what I need to do, you push this joining in, make sure you fold it nicely. So your folding will be slightly longer than the main joining because we are going to stitch in between. So make sure that we're stitching right on top of the facing inside. So we're facing in between this line. This line, that's what we're going to stitch now. So the threads, the seam must not be seen, so that's why it's in between the lines. So we just need to do is make sure we connect this part nicely to it. So we do that by making sure it's slightly longer than the main joining. So once it's slightly longer than this joining, it will definitely hold the collar. Stitch it. Just make sure it's slightly longer than the joining. So that's why I'm trying to adjust it and adjust and look to make sure. So when we see from this side, you see that we're stitching right on top of it, and all those seams are highly covered inside our collar. Still cross-checking to see if it's longer, and of course it's longer. So you can see how it looks from the inside and the outside. This is how our collar. So the line that we stitched was not seen, is hidden in between. It's in between. Yes. There's no seam. So with that, we have succeeded in stitching our Chinese collar on. So remember I said we'll have a zip on the side of the neck. So on that zip part, so what we need to do now is to close it, to stitch. Because extra allowance was also included on the collar. The allowance for the zip was also included when I was cutting the collar, because the actual neck for the collar is 13. So when I added the allowance, it demanded that to be 15. I just want to straighten it. So that's our how it looks on the front. So when by the time we finish setting, put our zip, then our sleeves, then we are good to go. So we have prepared the body of our top, boy's top. If you're just joining us, this is Ife African Fashion. Welcome to our channel. In this channel we showcase designs, how you cut and how to sew. Yes, so today we are doing that of the kids, the one for the kids, the boy between 10 to 15. Yes, it's a unique style that will go for even adult as well, but today specifically we are making for the boy of 11 years old. Yes, so this is it. So I want to do the sleeves now. So I already highlighted the parts that we stitched on with iron. I just need to stitch on with the machine. Like the sleeve folding. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other sleeves. On the front of on the side of the sleeves. So first of all, how do we know? One is to be at the back of the sleeves, not at the front. So you place it. So if this is going to be the shoulder part, so this is the front. So we turn it around on the back side. So which is now this side. So we tick, it's for a child, so we tick 2 inch. So the length is going to be 4. So that's the chalk line you saw here. The wideness is 2, length is 4. So what do we do? I want to split it with its scissors. I want to cut it open. So you can see it's open. So we pick up. So you fold it in. You can even do this. You need to turn it around. So you can see the way it's folded in. So more like a tunnel. And you stitch it. use our chalk line 4 and just stitch it straight and stop it there. Like this. Fold it in. That is the side. Check. Check the spot. So you do the same thing, make it a bit extra here, fold it in, stop on the same place. Take it sharp. So I'm gonna lap it. So just fold it small. Yes, like to put it in this part. Yes, make sure it's just the way you do the other side. The one at the bottom is slightly longer than the outer one. Stitch in between the lines. So stitch in between the lines. So it's gonna lap over, this one is gonna come out. So how did it come out? So we already locked this one, so what we need to do is just to put notch the one inside, so that it will relax nicely. So just put our pin. Notched it already. Make sure it's equal. So that was the stopping point of the other one. And the stitch right on top of it. On this side, make it a bit pointy. So that's it. So I want to close it again to make it. Yes. So that is that design. That's how to make that design on the sleeves. You see how it looks here, and this is how it looks outside. So that's the style. So we'll go to the finish iron to iron it. So I'm gonna repeat the same thing doing this side on the other side. Of the sleeves, you can see the sleeves. We are done with both sleeves, you can see. So this is the both sleeves, this one and this one. So we are ready. We're taking it to the table for the setting, and this is the body of our top. We are also ready to go for setting. If you're just joining us for the first time, or you're just joining us now, we are busy with our men's clothes with a Chinese collar. Yes, it's a long sleeves. It's for a child of 11 years old. Yes, please, if you've not subscribed, do the subscription and click the subscription button. Yes, so this will enable you to get videos whenever we upload any nice video, any new video. Yes, you'll be the first to get notification. So like and put a comment on the comment section. Yes, so we love that to hear from you. And even on our website, we have a detailed description of whatever we are doing on our studio in our website. We put it into writing. Yes, so you can chat us up even in our website. The contact, everything is there on www.ifisafricanfashion.com. Yes, so let's continue. We want to do the setting quickly. So we just need to iron it nicely. Then after the ironing, then do the proper setting. Position the actual measurement of the child. So we are done with our ironing. We want to do the setting. Yes, so this setting is what we call putting the actual measurement, how you want it. Yes, and how it's gonna look at the end of the day. So now we want to do the shoulder first. I want to set the shoulder. So I want to take 6 and take 6 on this other side. So let me measure in total and see what I have. Okay, I have 15. Actually the measurement is 15, but I can't work with exactly 15 because I need ½ inch for seam allowance on each side of the shoulder. So I'm gonna extend it to 6½. I'm gonna make the other side 6½. So where I'm placing it from the tape, from the shoulder to shoulder, is to make sure that at the end of the day that both shoulders are equal, not one side is more longer than the other. So now total we have 16, which is what actually I wanted. So after stitching, I'm gonna be left with 15. So now I've gotten the shoulder, then the armpit cut. Remember I said I'm making for a child of 10, between 10 to 15. So the armpit cut is not gonna be 9 as an adult, it's gonna be 7½. So I'm gonna do the same 7½, starting from the shoulder to that side. So this is the actual one, and this is where it's gonna stop. So I'm gonna take it a bit in with 1 inch. So you can see this is the actual one. So it's a bit in with 1 inch. So this will enable it to sit nicely on the armpit side. So I just want to trim. So we're cutting one side of our shoulder. So to make it easier, we just place it, fold it on the other side, and cut it out as well. So because I know that both sides are equal according to our measurement. So I will just start cutting. So this is the center. I just want to notch the center. So I want to cross check and make sure it's equal. So I'm done with the armpit and the shoulders. So now is the body, the circumference of the chest and that of the stomach. And cross check if our length is in line with the measurement of the person in question. So we are done with that. So the chest circumference is 32, but I want to make it 34, which is 8. So to get that, the waist part is 15. So I want to make it 32, but it's 30. And this one also 32. So I'm gonna trim. I always put allowance. This is the actual measurement with its allowance. So now I want to cross check the length, the top full length is 25, which stops here. So let me straighten it. So what do I need to do? Is to fold it. So we just notch. So we are done with the setting. I just want to use iron to balance it properly. This iron is very hot. So we just want to balance it up properly. And that is our back. There's the body. Then the sleeves also. The sleeve also is high. So I just want to cross check the length of the sleeve. It's correct. I just want to level it up on the side. Make sure all the four sides are equal. So just notch the side, the center. That is that. So yes, we're done with the setting of our voice top Chinese color. So we want to go straight to the machine and couple up our top. So we are here to do the final phrase of our main sheet. If you are joining us for the first time, yes, this is really so refreshing. Yes, making something new gives you a kind of joy. You will never get tired and you will never be bored watching it. Yes, please give us a thumbs up, like and share our page in Facebook, Instagram and in Twitter. Yes, and also follow us on our website on www.ifisafricanfashion.com. So now we want to finish the final page of our men's boys shirt with a Chinese color. So, you know, I just did the settings, so I want to lock all the sides. Yes, put a permanent stitch there so that when I'm stitching the sleeve, I'm not going to struggle with it. It's going up, so I've done that. So I'm going to do the same on the back design. And do the same on the other side of the back design. put the sleeves. So remember I said this sleeve is gonna be, this is gonna be at the back of the sleeve. So you must place it and see. Yes, it's appearing at the back. So this is the right side for this side, the right arm for this side. So make sure you check the center. How do you know the center? By the notch. So that notch is very important when you are cutting. Come on the other end, place it in, start it from the other side of the journey. Done with one side of our sleeves, so I want to place the other sleeves. So when we cross check, because we did check it before we start stitching it, so it's going to be the same side. So that design is here at the back of our sleeves. So put it at the center of the journey of our notching. Stitch it also from the other end. So we're done with the two sleeves. So the next thing to do is to put it. We want to put a zip. There will be a zip on it on the front. You have also be able to put it on. Yeah, so the zip. It's not gonna be too long. It's not gonna be too short. I think 8 is fine. To stop at 8. So from that place is stopping. So from that 8, I'm gonna put a lock stitch there and take off the other part. So I'm gonna open up this one. So this opening will stop right at that 8. Okay, so I've taken off, so it stops at that point exactly. So I'll open up my zip. So stick the teeth open. So in this kind of line, you don't need any other kind of zip. The zip we need here is invisible zip. So it has to be invisible. So the person can choose to keep it open and choose to close it. To add very nice flavor to the style. nicely. You must make sure you didn't stick your teeth on your thread and your needle on the teeth of the zip. So you must open it up nicely. This is invisible zip. So it's a zip that you'll be facing. You must be very conscious of the teeth. You must be very conscious of the zip itself. Even if you mistakenly stepped on the teeth of the zip, you take it off, take off, and redo it again. You stitch the other side. You do the same thing you did on this side on the other side. Make sure the teeth are sticked open. And fold it in on the other side. The zip is on point. Just put the other stitch. So this means you remember is not to have too much pressure, to not put too much pressure on the teeth of the zip. So once you stitch it twice, it will not put too much pressure when you are zipping it up on the teeth of the zip. It's going to have a slit on the side. So I'm going to put an opening on that slit. So then there was a child. 6 is fine. side. So from where we stitched before, just want to cross check. So that's where we get whatever we have there, we divide it into two. Yes. Stitch the both sides. I just want to cross check this side. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to adjust it a bit. If you stitch, you must cross check if what you did is in line. For the opening. Done with the back, we're going to stitch the front. So I want to open the side, which is the side neck. Do the same thing on the other side. This one, place the stick nicely. One stitch. Our top is highly ready to be showcased. So cute. This is so beautiful, so handsome. This is the back. Yes. So this is the back. This is how the sleeve comes out to be. This is the sleeve as well. So it's ready, so ironing and ready to be showcased. Thank you very much. We so appreciate you all. If you are watching us for the first time, please subscribe and hit the notification button. Yes, and like and share our video in Instagram, Facebook, and in Twitter. If you like this video, if you are so impressed with what you saw, please give us a thumbs up, like and share. Thank you. This is Ife African Fashion. Stay tuned.